Hi, Jimmy! We feel really bad that you're in the hospital for that broken bone and stuff. So, we decided that since we're so far away from you, that we would read you a bedtime story.
The only story that I could think of, and everyone could think of, was you know that story that we always heard growing up? It's about a little girl and some bears. And looking back, that doesn't really sound like a very good children's story, does it? But I that's the one I thought of. I think it's Goldilocks. That sounds right. Goldilocks and the 4 bears.
You ready? Great.
Picture this. 3 bears living in a human dwelling. They go out for fishing. A young girl, unsuspecting, comes into their house. And what does she find? Destiny.
She came to the house, and she came to the kitchen. She was like, "Hey, is anybody here? I noticed that there's this house in the middle of the woods, and I don't know who lives here. So, hello? Hope there's no evil witches in here or anything."
And she's like, "I'm really hungry," because she's a fat little hungry girl. And she goes and she looks to see what's on their table. And what should be on their table, but, what's on their table? I can't remember.
So she went up to the first bowl, and she's like, "Man, this bowl is too hot. I can't eat what's inside this bowl. Muy super caliente." And she went up to the next bowl, and she sat down, she tried to eat it, and was like, "Oh, the stuff in this bowl is too cold. I can't eat this." And so she went up to the last bowl, and she ate it. And it was perfect. She was like, this bowl is just right. So she waddled into the front room where the chairs were, and she sat down on the first chair. And it was more like, not necessarily a chair, but more like a rock. Just not even like a carved rock. It was just like a rock. Just like a boulder that they push in the house.
And then she sits on the next chair, and she's like, oh. But she gets down, and suddenly she's in a cave of chair.
And it engulfed her like a sea monster.
And she's like, "I can't get out because it's too soft." And then she gets up, and she gets out of the chair, and she's like, "Can't sit on that one again. That was too scary."
So she went to the last chair, and she sat down in it, and it was the perfect comfortableness. And she's like, this chair is just right. But because she had waddled in the room, because she had eaten so much of that soup stuff and the sandwiches, she actually broke the chair.
You don't eat 3 bowls of porridge and then sit on another chair. It's this one's a small chair. The other one is big chair. And this one's a small chair, really small. There's 3 bowls of porridge, and gravity is the acceleration of her sitting down is 9.8 feet per second, blah blah blah, physics and stuff, and the chair breaks and is and this is I'm just so tired from everything that's happened in my life. It's just I'm going to go to bed. So she goes upstairs. She goes to the first bed.
Just a piece of wood?
In a locker room, how there's a bench.
More like a grass pad on the floor.
Well, it's that. It's a bed instead of a bench.
And it wasn't very comfortable. And so she's like, oh man, this bed is too hard. I don't like it. And then she went up to the next bed.
There's all these pillows and all this stuff going on. And she's like, there's too much happening on this bed. I can't fall asleep.
To the last bed. And she lay down in the bed. And it was just right. And soon enough, Goldilocks found herself asleep.
And the bears come back. And they come in and they're the daddy bear's like, "I smell human." And the mama bear's like, "What you talking about, Willis?" And then the baby bear's like, "I don't know what a human smells like. I never smelled one before."
So they went to the kitchen. And the papa bear's like, "Alguien ha comido mi sopa." And the mom bear was like, "Girl, somebody has been eating my porridge." And the baby bear's like, "Somebody ate all of my porridge, and I can't believe this. That is my favorite meal. This sucks.
Then they go into the big room and the dad's like, I want to sit down because I don't have any porridge.
And the mom bear's like, girl, you be cray. And somebody has been sitting in my chair.
And then the baby bear's like, I'm so small, I wish I could just sit down, but I think my chair is broken. But no one notices. And then they like go upstairs and they're like, okay, time to go to bed. And then he lays on his like hard bed. He's like, this bed is really hard, but I love it because it's hard.
El primero, oso. Y no puedo comprender que había alguien que quiere robarnos de nuestra comida y de nuestras sillas. Y de la cama. Boy, you know I still don't speak Spanish. And the baby bear goes, Mom, there's somebody sleeping in my bed. Girl, hold my earrings. I'm fitting to get in a fight. I'm gonna find that little mother trucker and I'm gonna beat her senseless. That's when Goldilocks woke up.
It's just like, ah! Attacking bear!
I don't actually remember how this story ends. So you finish it.